Hello, welcome to the day. We'll just get right to it. Spirit, what is it that we need to know today? What are the messages for today that we need to know? What is it that's going to help us through our day today? What is it that we need to know to help us on our journey? If the Nine of Cups fall out. Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups are about wishes come true. Cups are about emotion, feeling. What is the energy for today, Spirit? What is it we need to know for today? Strength. Nine of Cups, followed by strength. What is the message for today? What is the message for today? What do we need to know to help us along our day, our journey? It's important for us to know. Death. Nine of Cups, strength, death. Let's get one more card. One more card. What is it that we need to know today? Spirit, Source. Nine of Swords. Okay. So we have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups are about wishes come true. They come before the Ten of Cups, which is kind of about this ultimate emotional happiness. So the Nine of Cups is like that step before that, the wish coming true. Then we have strength. And strength is pretty self-explanatory, but what I'm getting from this card right now is really about strength in the face of fear. That's kind of what I'm getting. In the traditional tarot, the Rider-Waite deck, there's a woman who is next to the lion, but the lion is very, seems very passive. In this card, however, the lion looks like it's in a lot of pain, but it also looks pretty ferocious. And so I kind of get some fear from that. But yet this man is trying to still help this lion who, to me, I keep picturing, the lion with the toothache, and sometimes you see it in the dentist's office, how a big strong lion can turn into, the most vulnerable of energies with a toothache, because a toothache could, bring anybody down, sort of, so to speak, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking about this. But at the same time, this line here, to me, it looks pretty ferocious still. And so this strength for me is really about overcoming fear. Then we have the Death card. And sometimes, people get a little bit afraid of the Death card, especially if, you're not too familiar with tarot. The Death card could seem something like, oh my God, I'm gonna die, or something like that. No, it's not about that at all. The Death card, it is about death, but it's not about a death of a person, or possibly sometimes it could be, but more so it's really about putting something to rest, letting it be the end of it, letting it die out as it should, right? Just as our own bodies will eventually come to that moment as well. And then we have the Nine of Swords. And again, swords are about thoughts and ideas and, mental health sort of thing, mental well-being, mental thoughts, mental ideas. Um, and the Nine of Swords is kind of about anxiety and stress, um, worry, really about letting your thoughts cause all those really um, negative and low vibrations within you. So together, this month has really been about manifestation energy. I mean, I just feel such strong manifestation energy this month. And I'm not quite sure what it is. I do like to listen to astrologers and what they have to say about the positions of the planet and how that energy is affecting us here. But I'm not real schooled on astrology. Um, but I am curious. I am gonna kind of go back and look at what some astrologers have said for the month, because I do really feel a strong manifestation energy. And here, oopsie, I'll be right back. So here we have the Nine of Cups, which is about like your wishes. What is it that you put out there in the universe that you're ready to come in? You're ready for it to come in. Um, it's here. It wants to come in. It's ready. But what I'm really feeling is that it's also going to take some strength. It's going to take some letting go of fear to actually bring it in. So it's like right there. It's like knocking at your door. It's ready. It's ready to come in. It's ready to be invited in. But there's some fear that needs to be let go of first. And some things that need to be put to rest before it can actually come in. And those things have to do with fear, anxiety, stress. It's really being able to let go of those lower vibrational energies in order to bring in the Nine of Cups. Yeah. And sometimes that's scary. Sometimes it's scary letting go of stress. And I know, again, I've said it before, it sounds a little counterintuitive, but sometimes we get used to the states that we're in and they become our norm. So if we've been in a state of stress for a really long time, we get used to that as being our norm. And when we're asked to move away from the norm, it can be a little bit scary. It can be a little bit scary, and it can require some strength. Yeah. So, for example, for myself, there was a point when I very much was in a place of feeling a lot of stress and anxiety and just this kind of mental turmoil, I guess. And what it really was about was that I had this idea of needing to be perfect. Yeah. I didn't forgive myself for making little mistakes, or I avoided doing things that I thought I wouldn't be able to do to perfection. So I wouldn't even start, I wouldn't even try, because I got hung up on the idea of not being able to do it perfectly. So I wouldn't do it at all. Or I would be in this place of trying to do everything perfectly. And what I really had to come to was this understanding that it's in the imperfection where unconditional love lies, right? Because if you think about it, it's easy to love something that never challenges you, or someone who never challenges you. It's easy to love someone who, in your eyes, is perfect. The perfect child, the perfect mate, the perfect boss, the perfect friend or sibling. It's easy. But when you are, confronted with those who are not so perfect, who do challenge you, who do bring some things up in you, it becomes a lot harder to practice that unconditional love. But if you think about it, it's those who need it the most, right? And even for you yourself, that's the time when you need to give it the most, when it's challenging for you. Yeah. So that's also kind of a little story about self-love as well. I really had to come to a space of accepting my own imperfections and continuing to love myself regardless, and understanding that it is in the acceptance of my own imperfections that I find love, or it is in accepting my imperfections that almost makes me perfect. I know it sounds a little bit strange, but that's what it is. Yeah, it's in the imperfections where we find true unconditional love. And so it's kind of, letting go of that energy, letting go of the fear of letting that go, fear of letting go of certain ideas like being perfect, right? Maybe because that's so much about ego too. So maybe if you let go a little bit and you don't focus so much on being perfect, like say at work, maybe you might not get the same kind of accolades from your superiors or your bosses as you are used to. But you know what? You don't need that. You don't need that. When you find it within yourself, you don't need it from other people. And that's a little bit scary. But there's a real strength in it too. A real strength. Not a false strength. A real strength. And really, these are the things that need to be put to rest. You need to put them to death. You need to let them go. In order to bring in those wishes that you set out there, they're knocking, they're at your front door, they're ready to come in. They're ready to come in. Let them in. Let them in. So really, again, I'm feeling this really strong energy of manifestation, and your wishes and dreams, they're ready to come in, but there's a little bit of work for you to do in letting go of some of these hang-ups, these mental thoughts that are holding you back. And don't be afraid. Find your strength. It's there. Find your strength. It's there. It's there. Your strength is there in self-love. It's there in knowing that you are a divine being, that you are connected to the universe in every possible way. And bring in your wishes. It's ready. They're there. They're ready to come in. Okay. I hope the message resonates with you. And thanks for watching. Aloha. Namaste.